I've spent a long time trying to reclaim my power. And succeeded in a lot of ways, but in a lot of others, I've actually been finding that I've been looking for power in all the wrong places. Does that sound familiar? Oh man, I just gotta laugh at the journey sometimes. There's nothing left to do but just kind of laugh at the journey. I want to share something I wrote the other day. This is kind of a context for what I want to share in the rest of the video. And it's a short piece that I wrote in response to a surfacing that happened. So it goes like this. This is the next myth call of the Christed light. The tenderness of heart, true devotional care, and finding the real power of oneself within it. Letting go of the righteous I am, of wanting and needing to stand so much with a straight spine that it suffocates the belly, the softness she offers in remedy and resolve. I am devoting myself to a new quality of prayer that says I'm no longer afraid of softness. I collapse in upon myself and I choose surrender over suffering, service over hierarchy. And that came from, I'll share a little bit about this book first actually. This is a series of books that I've got that are part of a series called The Colour of Experience. I've got a red, a green, a yellow, a blue, and a purple. I'm not going to name them all right now, but the purple ones for pieces around embodied wisdom, and they can be pieces that I am to embody, so they can be insights and realizations and ahas that I then put the actions into to go and embody, or they can be pieces where I go, oh, I see that's clicked in for me now. That's a piece of embodied wisdom. It's kind of loosely themed around that. I'll touch on a few more in a few later videos that I do. But I just wanted to share that because it's what's stirring in me right now. It's really what's stirring in me right now. I'm just going to find the page again. And the piece that I really want to speak to is the softening. Right, I've been thinking a lot about this recently. I've been journeying a lot with this recently, so I'm getting a bit OCD here, like moving the little bits of circles of paper. There you go. The journey for me, I'm realising more and more, is it's a journey of softening. We can talk about looking for the next great awakening. This channel is called Awaken Align. I'm all about finding the next cognitive pieces, those awakenings, and then integrating them with aligned actions. That's kind of the theme of my journey, right? Like Awaken Align isn't just some alliterative phrase that kind of frames what I do. It's not like light work or jargon. It's something I really try and live and adhere to. Getting there slowly but surely. And so what I'm feeling more and more is the awakening, is softness. I'm awakening to softness. And there can be many, many different colours and frequencies of experience of awakening. One of the archetypal expressions of awakening that's kind of pushed a lot in mainstream spiritual communities, like this huge kundalini awakening. You see like the guy or the woman with the chakras all activated. It's like, yeah, I'm powerful. I'm here, I'm ready. And that's great. Like, let's not, do that. We can do that. But there's a more subtle sense of power which I've been feeling into, and that's the power of care, the power of tenderness. And I've been finding that power of tenderness in a lot of places relationally at the moment. The piece that I just shared came from one of those instances. I'm not going to go into the entirety of this relationship because I want to hold some of it sacred. In fact, I want to hold all of it sacred. But on the same day that this happened, there was something else that happened for me. And I was going out on my scooter. I was going to pick something up. And most of the way there, like, I'm kind of in go mode. I'm like, let's get to this place, let's get back. I'm on a schedule. I'm in that kind of expression of, you know, my time is valuable here, and like I've got to get to where I'm going. I'm late for a very important date kind of vibe. And I'm on the pavement with my scooter, and there's a woman there. I pass her, and I hear her like cry out in pain, going, ah, ah. I'm like, and I kind of pause. I'm like, oh wait, what's going on here? Like, does this woman need help? And I look back, and she's like, I don't want to say hysterical, but she's in a lot of distress. And I stop and I go, okay, like, wherever I'm going can wait. Like, this is way more important. Like, I'm not going to ride away from this woman. So I stop and I say, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And she said, I'm fine. I just need 10 more steps and I'm there. 10 more steps and I'm there. I'm like, okay. And I said, so what's wrong? And she's there, I've got nerve damage. And it's really important for me to get to where I'm going. I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to heal from nerve damage. This is my first time out. I asked her, could I help her back to her house? She said, no, I really need to do this myself. And I said, okay. And at that point, I was really just trying to excuse myself, because at the point she said, I just need to get back. I know what's wrong. It's nerve damage. It's in my legs. I'm recovering. I'm like, okay, this woman knows what she needs. I don't really need to be here. Me being here right now is actually impeding her from getting home. Like, I've shown care, I've shown compassion, I've shown presence, but there's nothing I can really do in this situation now other than quietly excuse myself and allow her to get home and get into comfort and safety. And so I disconnected. I said, hey, I better just let you get home. You look like that's where you need to be. And, you know, I gently disconnected and I went on my way. And when I left, I felt that huge heart swell that can often be felt when we do something nice for someone else. I felt my heart in a way that I've not felt for a while. I felt it really opening up and blossoming again. And I was finding like real power, true power, in the act of giving, in the act of tenderness. I was finding myself, finding my heart in the tenderness that I offered to another human being. And that's some of the true devotional care that I was talking about, like showing up and really just being there, just being with another person, being with another heart, being with another human being, and allowing myself to just soften into the belly, letting go of that straight spine, which is needed. Like, the directness is needed sometimes. Sometimes we've got to get to where we need to go. And that directive masculine expression is equally as valuable as any of the soft feminine expressions that we can embody. Like, both are valid. It's not either one or the other. It's like, what is the right medicine in the moment? And the right medicine in that moment was to stop and to help this woman. So I'm now sitting here. Well, let me rephrase that. I went on my way, just carrying on the story, and I was glowing. I felt great. It was a sunny day as well. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I've kind of been missing. And it's not as though I've been callous recently. Like, I do a lot for a lot of people, and I really show up in the best way that I can. But I hadn't felt that sense of resonant feedback, I guess is the best way of putting it, from reaching out in that kind of way. It really lit something up within me again. I'm like, oh, the light's there again. Because I've not really felt that light for a while. Like, I've been moving through my own dark night of the soul for the past 6 months, and I've not been in my most embodied expression of caring. I've just not been in that place. I've needed care. Like, I've needed to reach out for support. I've needed to say, hey, like, I just need help right now. I've needed to be the one that's been in receivership and to surrender to that and to soften into that. And so coming back into that expression of being the embodied giver, like, at the same time, being that masculine presence, being the giving presence, being in service, but arriving in that place and in that moment through just softening into the belly and saying, hey, like, that place I need to be, It's not really where I need to be right now. Like, where I need to be right now is right here with this woman. She's in distress. I don't need to get to this place. Like, they can wait. Like, let me tend to this human being. Let me tend to this heart. And the result from that was that resonant feedback. And I'm really grateful for that experience. Like, I'm really, truly grateful for that experience. And I sincerely hope that woman got home well. I've got no way of knowing. I trust that she did. But it's moments like that when we can show up in that embodied expression of care that we really find our shared humanity. Like, it was a brief exchange, but there is 100% a shared moment of humanity there. And that's the culture that I'm really trying to reawaken within myself right now after a few little difficult years. Like, it was there for a long time. And then my own stuff came in a way in which I'd never experienced before. I'm like, wow, okay, there's not as much outward giving at the moment as there used to be. There's really not. We got to pull back and we got to assess what we can do and like where we can do it, when we can do it. Like, there's been, I don't like using the term, but there has been, quote, a limited supply. Like, there's just needed to be a duty of care which has been more focused on the self rather than on others. And, you know, that's all part of the journey as well, because providing that care to myself has allowed me to show up in a more embodied expression in instances like this. Like, knowing how much I've been distressed in the past and how much I've needed to reach out, seeing someone in distress in public now is like, okay, what do you need? Can I help? Can I be of service? No? Okay. You good? Okay, let me excuse myself. It feels good. It feels good to give. It feels good to care. It feels good to be tender. That's where the power is. The power is in our tenderness. It's such a beautiful language. And it's a language that if more of us spoke more often to each other, it'd solve a lot of our problems. I don't want to say it'd solve everything, because there's a lot of stuff we've got to deal with on this world. But it would solve so much, wouldn't it? If we could just be more tender. Can we be more tender with each other? When was your last tender moment? Let's be more tender. Let's just be more tender. Meow. Meow, meow. Man. Sending lots of love. Take care.